I'm from the streets of West Philly, around 55th Street, 55th and a half where I grew up. You know, I've been doing it for a long time, you know. Started out DJing, mixing like...
Man, show 'em what's up, Rocksteady. Good man. Check out the wrist stylings of not just DJ, the entertainer.
It's the boy Shephatiah, aka Rocksteady. I was with a group called Bad News Crew, which consisted of myself, a friend of mine, real close friend of mine, Star, Denny Boy, Mike Genius, and DJ Port. That was the Bad News Crew back, I would say really my first group. Well, I say second group. My first group was when I was still DJing. It was called Triple Funk, which one of the MCs from Triple Funk, Star, him and I carried over into the Bad News Crew.
Well, I met DJ Rocksteady a long time ago. You know, we was always my homie and friend. And you know, when we started, you know, colliding with the music and everything, I mean, I was DJing. We always had stuff at my crib, so we always come to the spot and DJ. Whatever, you know, he used to come over to the crib, get on the tables, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean, after a while, I just, you know, started rhyming. I don't know what something in me, so I just started it. Like, you know, that's what I want to do. You know, I like to, you know what I'm saying? My little cousin Antoine, he used to be at rhyming first. He was real nice. And then, you know, after him, I guess I learned a little something from him, and I just started rhyming. Except was DJing all the time. He got real technical with the equipment and everything. I gave him the name Rocksteady. That was me, yeah. But, and, you know, because he rock steady, shit.
You know, I met up with Star and did songs like Devious Rhymes, which, you know, was a nice smash hit in the hood. Then we did Bad, we, you know, hooked up with Denny Boy, we did numbers on, we did My Partners, Another Day on the Ad with the bomb. That was when we really formulated the group. That's when we really started making a group up in my bedroom on 348 North 55th Street. My dad would leave out, I bars radio, we making tape demos. That was when we started really getting into it, as far as like a craft, as far as like business. Then, you know, with Bad News, you know, we kind of matured and grew up, so we went our own separate ways. So as we went our own separate ways, that's when the Trauma Center was being formulated. What happened was this: the Trauma Center came about like in the early 90s when I was working for American Red Cross. And, you know, basically what was happening was I had a job delivering blood to all the hospitals in the local areas, you know, Delaware, New Jersey, Philly. So, you know, they'd give me a company car. I'm driving the car around. In the beginning, you know, it was cool to drive around, but, you know, they didn't give you like a cassette radio or nothing in the car. So back then, before CD players was in the car and all that, I had this little device you could plug into a cigarette lighter. It had like a tuner on it. You could turn it to the radio like past 88. You could actually plug up a Walkman to it and play your cassette in the car. So boom, I started doing that. And, you know, sometimes on my breaks I would come home if I was able to get in that neighborhood, like a hospital around there, I would go home. Or just in any neighborhood. I had a friend of mine who worked at Temple Hospital. Guy who helped, he gave me the name, Ben Lee, Brand X. You know, he's straight. I would pull up in the hospital, he hear me banging beats, talking about, yeah, you trauma on wheels. You know?
See, I worked in the hospital, he worked with Red Cross.
You said blood and guts.
That's it.
Trauma
It's
center.
all trauma.
A street story.
You bring the drama, we cause the trauma. That's how we roll.
Stop the rock, the body rock. Yo, some niggas don't believe that I can achieve this how I fluid poetry. Greatest feet. Niggas bitch couldn't hang with the slang. When grown folks is rapping, keep your big mouth shut.
Trauma Center started from a long time ago and was just a, what is that? RZ1. Being able to relate to a cat is one of my biggest aspects, I said. I can relate to a cat on any level. High, low, medium, I meet you there. You feel me? And what I give you, you can go on and move on and do your own thing with it. But it still be top notch. Still top quality only because I care. If I ain't care, I ain't gonna tell you. You know, now there's a lot of cats. Prophet MC, Rap Master D. Y'all know about Rap Master D, that's my dog. Alright? You got Frank G's. His brother, rest in peace, his name is Abdul. He used to get down. And it was 5-8 deep, and it was Bob One crew. And we used to kick it, man. And that's a collaboration of 7 guys. 7 cats who at one point was down with rap but didn't know how to count bars. Didn't know how to listen to a melody. Didn't know how to create sound with just words alone. So I put them down with the basics, and here you go.
The BL, the LOCO, ripping up the flow just to let you know I can do it slow and fast. Got the mic and rip it for your ass.
Trauma Center never gonna die.
Never.
It started with the 2. Now it's times 22. But in the same token, from with that 2, it's still growing in another direction.
Jack of the set with some more shit. I got some more shit for the suckers out there that thought I lost it. I sit in my angry chair and keep balance and change. With the pictures of Wonderland, bad mouth my neck. Don't scream, don't shout, don't act like you know me. I chop up on your ass like take a shit up and keep my hand on the palm. For suckers that want to jump, Chef Dr. AK, he's ready to jump. Yo, I fit, you know, you rock it. Got the microphone and get your own type topic.
What I want you to know about me, when you see me, don't be afraid to approach me. There's a lot of knowledge you can learn about the game within me, and I'll be able to give it to you with no problem. Just be real. And the only thanks that you have to give me is do what's supposed to do for you. That's it.
You know, basically, that's how I got the name Trauma Center, you know, because of the fact that I was running around delivering blood, banging my beats on my spare time through this Red Cross vehicle, pulling up in hospitals, you know, they looking at me funny. But that's how I got the name Trauma Center, for real. And then, you know, from there it just took off. You know, we captivated the concept with the doctor's gear and show performances and stuff like that.
We about to perform some surgery for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Trauma Center style, check it out. You know what I'm saying? This is how we go down for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I be Rocksteady, it's Fury, Rough Tongue, Wes Cravin. Check it out. I go by the name of DJ Rocksteady. And the name of my squad is called Trauma Center. Check it out, you know what I'm saying? When I say what's the name of my squad, I want the audience to say Trauma Center. Can y'all do that? Alright, check it out. Let's go like this. Check it out. What's the name of my squad? Trauma Center. What's the name of my squad? Trauma Center. What's the name of my squad? Trauma Center. What's the name of my crew? Trauma Center. What's the name of my squad? Trauma Center. Well, who starts this off so you can remember that Rocksteady is the producer getting down with my crew? The lyrical styling of the rough tongue, nigga know my name, that's where I come from, you know the Trauma Center.
Shit, feel me about the rip like virgins getting that first dip. Come on, quick, down with Trauma Center. I be the Wes Cravin with the real flavor, man.
Sing it again for me. So what's the name of my squad? What's the name of my squad? Trauma Center. What's the name of my crew? Trauma Center. What's the name of my crew? Trauma Center.